I took photos of trash in Hong Kong to prove my photography is in fact not trash. So you see, as I do my regular street photography walks with this Ricoh, I noticed that there's a lot of trash laying on the streets. But seeing trash all over nature is what really grinds my gears. So pick up your damn trash. The goal of this video, to raise awareness. And if a banana taped on a wall can sell for millions of dollars, we can also turn trash into meaningful art. Wishful thinking, but you know what they say, it's a trash can, not a trash cannot. When people think of what is a good photo, it's commonly associated with pretty things. Mountains, girls on mountains. So how can we do this with trash? The first thing you need to think of is the composition. You're going to hear this a lot, and it's really just the way you arrange the things within your photo, making them easier to digest visually, even though this video won't be helping you digest your dinner tonight. The most popular composition technique will be the rule of thirds, where you place your subject of interest in one of the intersections of a 3x3 grid. This gives a sense of asymmetry in the photo, putting more weight in the off-centered subject. And after applying the rule of thirds, wow, it's still trash. Using the rule of thirds doesn't magically transform your photo into something meaningful, because it's not always going to be the best compositional guide to apply. If this fails, you can also try to find different patterns like symmetry, different shapes, finding unique arrangements, because our eyes are really good at identifying these patterns. The same can be said for color, making them pop by highlighting that color contrast or emphasizing a monochromatic arrangement. It's a good thing in Hong Kong the rubbish bins are quite vibrant, making using them for my compositions a little bit easier. You can also use leading lines in your composition to help guide the eyes of your viewers to your subject, just like in this framing where I'm using the lines of the park to direct your attention to me, and you can just imagine that I'm the trash. You'll be surprised at how easy it is to find lines in our day-to-day, from roads, signs, and you can even use your imagination to create implied leading lines within your photo. Frame within a frame can be used by shooting through objects or openings to emphasize whatever is being boxed in. Come here. You see that? That's where you put your emotional baggage. Just leave them behind. So, finding compositions of trash aside, this video is definitely out of my comfort zone. But given that the video idea is to highlight certain issues like waste management or being more responsible about the trash that we generate, I thought it was a worth it idea to explore, even though it makes me feel like I'm a pervert going through other people's garbage. Composition alone is not enough to make our photos from this hunt meaningful. It still needs one more thing for the pieces to tie together. But before that, I need to collect more photos. So let's change some sceneries and go to an island. Try to compare whether the trash there is going to be different from the city. The island that we're visiting today is called Cheung Chau and is known for its waterfront filled with fishing boats and nice views. It's a nice visit if you want to have a laid-back weekend in Hong Kong and take a break from the city. But with that in mind, I had a distinctive plan on why I chose this island for the shoot. Alright, so I did say that seeing trash on nature is what really irks me the most as someone who's quite passionate about landscape photography. And here in Cheung Chau, I want to revisit a beach that I went for a volunteer cleaning day towards the end of last year. And also, it's quite a good day to do an island explore. There's a lot of fun stuff to explore here in Cheung Chau. Normally, one would be quite excited and energized going to the beach, especially on a nice sunny day like today. But as I descended towards the destination, it was utterly heartbreaking. The most disappointing thing about today is that this beach is even dirtier than the last time we did the beach cleaning thing. So it appears that our efforts were quite wasted, probably. But anyway, I think the trash over here is likely to have been washed away from different parts of the city. And so I want to take a photo of trash that would be quite surprising to find in the shoreline. And that could depict the faraway journey that the trash went through just to come all the way here to the beach. That's a condom. The first few finds on the beach were not so exciting, like a McDonald's cup. And then there's a rope, which I tried to use as a leading line. There's a hat. Too bad I didn't need one. But then I just got warmed up. Going around the beach trying to find some interesting trash makes it feel like a treasure hunt. And now I'm trying to see whether I can find like a message in a bottle kind of discovery. But then I saw piss in a bottle. This looks like a decoration you hang on a Christmas tree. There's also a balloon that's still inflated. Well, this is semi-surprising. There's a shuttlecock over here. Not completely surprising because people on the beach sometimes play badminton. And then there's even a nice patch of light coming through the trees, illuminating this shuttlecock. I went back to the Cheung Chau waterfront feeling pretty satisfied with our trash collection, which will tie things together in a little bit. But I just couldn't resist the lighting that afternoon. I'm sure you wouldn't mind if I shared a few non-trash photos to cleanse your palate. So here are some chicken hanging on a roof. Alright, I've already collected enough photos that will align with the message that I wanted to convey in this video. And I already highlighted that to take a compelling photo, you need to think about your composition. But another dimension that you need to consider is, of course, your subject matter. Lighting is another dimension you need to think about, but generally speaking, you just need to consider the direction of the light and how it affects the contrast and shadows in the photo. For subject matter, the challenge in this video is that I don't really have a strong one because I'm taking photos of literal trash. But one way I can overcome this is to emphasize more on the story or context behind the meaning of these photos. And one way to do this is to think in photo sets. Rather than just taking one individual photo, you collect multiple ones and then connect them in a theme. A powerful way to think in sets is to use different perspectives, and we can learn something from filmmaking, where you use a wide-angle shot to establish the environment or the location of the place that you're shooting in, a medium shot to introduce the character or the story that you want to talk about, and a close-up shot to emphasize the details that you're working with. An example of how we can apply this is on the concept that I mentioned a while ago in the beach. I want to take a photo of trash that would be quite surprising to find in the shoreline. So our establishing wide-angle shot could be this drone photo of the beach, showing the scale of the trash and the environment. The medium shot could be this juxtaposed photo of the shore with the foreground trash and the background of the city far away in the distance, which could depict that story of how trash in the city, if we mismanage it and throw them in the sea, it could wash away to faraway places and nature. And then the close-up shot that we can choose would be from the treasure hunt that we did on the beach. I mean, you wouldn't really expect to find a shower hanger, some decorations, or sports equipment to wash away in the shoreline, right? I also collected enough photos that could paint the story of how one person's trash is another person's treasure, like old clothes that you no longer use, some cardboard boxes to resell, or even a table you can take home. Too bad I missed focus on this one though. For individual images to convey a clear story is going to be a little bit trickier because we have less information to work with than in photo sets. So one way I worked around this is to add a sense of movement or cut to the action in each photo. Just like in this image where the guy failed to put it in. His girlfriend might have an issue with that. Or we could also highlight the hard work of the city cleaners, just like this boat collecting floating trash from the harbor. Or the many garbage men I took photos of collecting the trash and taking them to the landfills. I think this experience and collection of photos personally was quite eye-opening and thought-provoking, so please be more responsible about the waste that you generate, or at the least don't litter and leave your trash on the streets or nature. But hopefully you also found the photos interesting and the tips helpful and informative. It was actually quite a fun shoot, definitely out of my comfort zone because trash usually isn't my main photography subject. If you want to see more of those, why don't you click on this video? I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.